Hello everyone, welcome to this new part of the course, and here we'll start to generate the water courses and we'll see where we'll place the mountains and other factors. In order to start, we're going to activate the tectonic plate layer. We're going to place it on top so we can start seeing where the mountains could be and also the lakes, because there are lots of lakes that can be formed because there's a mountain nearby and accumulate the rainwater. Other lakes can be formed through meteorites that may have fallen and generated a big enough hole for the water to add up. And there are other kinds of lakes that can appear because of the action of the underground water and end up surfacing. So we're going to start by creating a new layer, which we'll use just to mark the zones. So let's select a color. Lower the opacity. And we'll set a diffused edges brush. So basically, we have to consider these lines here are the ones that can determine where the mountains are. For example, we could set all these here, which will be all the mountains. And around here, there could be another mountain range, and here another one. And here in this point, we could place what will be a volcano. Then on the other hand, we would have the deep water that we can find in the ocean. Okay, we're going to determine these using the tectonic lines. We can select a darker blue and generate these kinds of darker zones. We're going to paint it like this, for example. Even in the edges, we could slightly create some darker and deeper zones. Now we could perfectly change the blending mode. We could place the layer here and choose a blending mode. We can keep browsing through the blending modes using the up and down arrows and then play around with opacity. We had the tectonic plates, and we're going to use the multiply blending mode with low opacity. For example, 23. Notice this way we get deeper and darker zones in the ocean. Alright, so once we've done this, we'll do the following. If we select the continent layer and use the eraser, we can draw a lake. And we make the lake with the same border style as the continent. So in that matter, it's perfect. The problem is that if we follow through here and the river flows into the sea, what we see is the line below these two previous layers here. So if we hide this, we wouldn't see the black line anymore. So to solve this problem, we'll go back for a moment using Ctrl-Z. We're going to hide these layers. Select the line copy layer. And we'll do as follows. Lock the transparent pixels. Zoom in. Grab the brush. Take the same color as the inner glow. And we're going to paint with the same color both this layer and the previous one. Okay? So let's lock the transparent pixels and paint. This way we can camouflage this black border because we want it to be the same color as the glow. So we make the brush bigger and we paint both layers. Like this. This one and the other one, the previous one. This way, as I am saying, will hide the black border. We make the brush bigger so it will be done faster. Now let's grab the second line layer and we do the same and we paint it. Notice you won't be able to see the black part we saw before. Now if we get closer, let's create a lake again using the eraser. Select the continents layer and we create the lake. Okay? Now we follow through here and as you see, the river flows into the sea perfectly without any black border appearing. Well, knowing this and having done it properly, let's select the continents layer. We're going to enable the mountains layers and we're going to proceed with the eraser to generate the contours of the main lakes. Okay? The biggest. This is at your own discretion, but well, you have to consider a lot of them are formed next to the mountains in zones in which a meteorite could have fallen, okay? So patiently and seeing the map's possibilities, we keep generating these contours of big lakes, okay, like this, in the islands too, and remember in the deserts there will be less of these lakes. So when we have all this done, we'll grab the eraser and we'll empty all these lakes, okay? So we only have the water part of them. What's good of this way is that we always keep the layer styles when adding new lakes or river courses. The next step is starting doing the rivers that will be a part of this map. So grabbing the eraser and using a smaller stroke, we'll start making these river courses. Obviously, the bigger the stroke, the more water will flow in that zone. We keep doing them like this. Some can be shorter, some can be longer. They can divide in several tributary streams. But well, that's up to you, okay? This one is longer and will flow into the sea around here. Then around the central part or at the beginning, we can create a tributary stream shorter that ends up in another coast, okay? And around here, another one that will flow towards the mountain here in this highlighted zone. So that's pretty much it. Let's patiently create rivers. I'm going to fast forward this part so you can see in a more appealing way how I do this procedure. Okay? Do the same with your map, considering the possibilities or the options that you got on your map, since obviously we won't have the same map. Well, once we have finished this, we can see this border we did before doesn't look too well. So let's go to the layer style window of the continents, select inner glow, and we're going to change this color here. Okay, so we're going to select a greener color and we can see it looks better than the previous color. So let's select this color. Or well, the one you want. Let's hit OK, and this way it looks better. So that's it. Let's leave this part of the course here. And in the next one, we'll proceed with the mountains, doing a work closer to illustration in order to place them around the map. Okay? So see you in a bit.